Welcome back to Halftime Report. Joining us on the show now is Rajiv Budhraja. He's Director General at All India Automotive Tyre Manufacturing Association. Rajiv, hi, good to have you. I want to start with the rubber prices, which have continued to decline. If you look at the last couple of months, it has been a constant decline every single month, from 170 in the month of July to 160 in the month of August, and 150 rupees per kg is how we are dealing with in the month of September. What do you give to this decline in prices?
Well, it's a result of both the international trends as well as the situation as it prevails in the domestic market. As you know, overall, globally, the demand has been rather timid because of China not really, coming back into its full form. Overall, we are, just at the beginning of the peak season. So in terms of availability, yes, the situation has improved. But on the demand side, there are still concerns, as far as tire industry is concerned, because we've seen that other than UVs and the tractors, all other categories of OEM production, it is still not, come up to the levels as was expected. So this quarter has been rather, timid as far as OE offtake and OE demand is concerned. Replacement also hasn't, picked up to the levels that was expected. We do hope that, the next quarter with the festival season setting in will bring about a change. But until then, yes, rubber is under pressure and stress, both domestically and globally.
Well, yes, if you look at the last 1 month, it has been a 10% decline for the global rubber prices as well. So we seem to be moving in tandem with that. But as you said, the demand is not so strong as we enter into the month of October, and this is a Diwali month as well. Do you see demand uptick coming in? Is that demand visible into the markets right now?
Yes, there is hope and optimism. I think we are definitely going to be doing better than last year, which of course has a base is not very representative. Last year wasn't great, in that sense of the word. But I think once the turnaround takes place, the next quarter, which is the last quarter, traditionally always good from the auto sector point of view as well as the tire industry, I think we would be over the hill. But this quarter, July, September, has been a period of somewhat of, not coming up to the expected levels.
Rajiv, a difficult one, but are you putting any number in sense of demand growth when we look at on a quarter-on-quarter basis or even year-on-year basis when you look at the last quarter of this year?
Well, we should definitely be, in a decent single-digit demand growth. Although on the export side, we've done exceptionally well, as you know. FY22 closed with a growth of 50% on the tire side. First quarter, we've grown by 30%, over the previous quarter last year, as far as tire exports are concerned. So I think exports would continue to have a good double-digit run. And on the domestic front, combining both the OEM and the replacement market together, we should be in good single-digit growth levels. Yes.
How also are you looking at the rubber prices then? I mean, do you see a bottom anytime near? Because, the various reports or the conversations within the industry do suggest that you could be looking at further decline in prices here.
Well, I wouldn't like to comment on the price trends, going forward. But I think once the tire demand picks up, and exports are as it is doing well, I think on the rubber side also, things should be looking up going forward. Yes.
With these current prices, Rajiv, what kind of imports are we looking at and what prices? Because that the current scenario in sense of rubber prices, at least as a raw material, looks like a positive for the industry.
Well, it is a positive. All other raw materials are also, on the softer side now, having touched historic peak levels, if one may say. Imports, as you know, are invariably there to bridge the gap between domestic availability and demand. So to that extent, yes, imports will take place. But the first priority and the first sort of offtake for the domestic industry is always and invariably from local sources. So to that extent, I think there shouldn't be any concern on the rubber front.
Okay, all right, Manisha, thanks very much for joining in and speaking to us. Well, it's definitely a lot about the auto ancillary space, since the discussion just a couple with Manisha was on the entire rubber space. But nonetheless, just want to point out that a couple of stocks are also losing a little bit of ground. So while the momentum is definitely on the upside, we have the mid-cap index, which has also moved into the green at this point. Stocks such as Cipla, now your top loser on the Nifty. So that stock is down around 1.7%, reacting to those observations which have been issued to the Goa facility, and something like Britannia from the FMCG space sulking a bit as well. That stock down around 1.5%. Need to wrap up on Halftime Report. Business Lunch up.